Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Roid Rage Podcast. I am your host, Major Hemorrhoid, the pain in the ass with the master plan. All right, so here's what we've got on this post-election special, because it is November the 6th, the day after yesterday. So glad it's over, aren't you? Oh well. Next. That's what it comes down to. You know, now it's another contest to see who's going to take over in 4 years. Yippee dippy. All right, so Trump won. Really? He did? I didn't notice. I didn't know it was going to happen. Not at all. You don't shoot people that are losers. You shoot the winner to keep them from winning. Assassination 101. Look it up. Biden, dementia-ridden. Should be in a home. He's not. He's president somehow still. Should have been removed, but whatever. So the Democrats pulled a switcheroo and put Kamala in, who was essentially a sacrificial lamb. She is now... Well, I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, no shit, he won. No shit. No shit, whatever. And again... Kamala Harris. If you're going to pick someone to be the sacrificial lamb, I guess she's the one, considering that she was barely competent in her debate with Tulsi Gabbard back in, 2020? She kicked her ass pretty much off the presidential election. She kicked her ass right out of it, and somehow she made VP. So if she's going to be the one, hey, I kind of thought of this for a second, and it was like, you're putting out to pasture the woman who essentially has never really been elected that much. I mean, she's given a lot of blowjobs to get to where she's at. Willie Brown, who, did she and Willie Brown to get together when he was married? That's the qualifier. It's like, no, they were separated or whatever the fuck. But yeah, he was still banging her. And he appointed her to positions, got her political career going. So yeah, I called her a blowjob maintenance tech, who has now been promoted to pasture attendant. I cannot see her going anywhere in politics after this. She'll be on the talk show circuits. She'll be on the talking head circuits. She might even get her own show. But politics for her after this, I doubt it. So what's going to happen? What's the next four going to be like? Well, we saw what the first four were like. Endless media hysteria, every conspiracy theory and unsubstantiated rumor played to the hilt for hyperbole and just complete hysteria. Panic the population, the few listeners that they've got. There's enough to create a problem, especially when you've got MSNBC, NBC, CNN, CBS, ABC. You got 5 fucking networks on pretty much all fucking day. So you've got millions of viewers who are all subscribing to political paranoia and hysteria. So they're going to believe it. And, of course, most of the people who went with Trump were browbeaten into saying, all right, just can you leave us alone and shut the fuck up about it? We'll vote for Biden, all right? It reminds me of just, parental browbeating. Just, you will do what I say, and you will agree with what I want you to agree, or else I will continue doing this until you agree. All right, we're done. You don't have to beat me anymore. Just fucking, your choice is okay. And then you find out that choice sucked ass. Holy crap, did it suck ass. If you thought prices were bad 4 years ago, oh boy, did you have no idea. Wasn't it great, folks? watch the prices go up by 50% over 4 years. For some things it went less, some things it went more. But I'd say 50% easily. Easily for some things. Little itty-bitty scandals that never were allowed to go forward, yet people on the other side of the aisle got hammers thrown at them by the justice system. A little hard to ignore that kind of stuff. The whole if you're not black or Biden comment, if you're not voting for me, you're not black or something like that. It's just really stupid shit. The other side of the aisle is complete garbage. That kind of crap. We see what they're already doing. And I was watching Jimmy Dore earlier. Link to his channel in the description. About Joe Scarborough. Just lie after lie after lie after lie about Trump. And then, talking about misinformation and everything. Like, okay, but you're spewing misinformation and then telling others that their information is misinformation. You can't make this shit up. Oh, actually, yes, you can. They've got writers. They're making the shit up as it goes. Every show. Made up. Okay, let's throw this out there and see if anybody buys it. Some people do. Some people do. So we're going to get another 4 years of absolute nonsensical hysteria, projectioning, self-projection. The kind of people that they would be if they were the one that was being Donald Trump. What they think he would do if they were in his shoes. That's what they're doing, projecting. A lot of people do it. They put themselves onto the person in front of them thinking they think just like them or similarly, or they, this is similar makeup, and it's not the case. It really isn't. And I said it yesterday, I don't think like everybody else. I try to see things very judiciously from both sides, and truth is usually somewhere in the middle. How things actually are. And for the most part it is. The only problem is when you're in the middle, you've got two sides looking at you going, we can take him out. We don't need him around no more. He's saying too much that shouldn't be said. It's like, please don't. I like being human. I like being alive. It's kind of fun, Has its moments. But do I regret what I said yesterday? Hell no. Do I regret not voting? Hell no. I still look at the results from yesterday and go, yep, would have made a difference. Although I must say I looked at the Oregon election results because obviously I live in this state. Native born, been here all but a few months of my life. And let's see, where are the ballot measures? Ballot measures. Oh, yeah, President, U.S. House. Oh, yeah, it was the ballot measures that I was looking at. Okay, so I'm looking at the ballot measures, and because, like I said, didn't give a shit. The only things I cared about were the president. Everything else after that. So I'm looking at authorize legislature to impeach state executives, number 115. The proposed amendment to Oregon's constitution would create a process for the state house to impeach elected executive officials for certain offenses and for the state senate to remove them from office. And it was overwhelming 2-1. Almost 2-1. How is that not already a thing? Because, number one, you as our elected officials should be able to impeach pretty much anyone within government of offenses and get them the hell out of there so they're stopping. So you stop whatever it is they're doing, which is screwing over the American or the state taxpayers. That should be something I would think everybody should agree with, and almost everybody did. So, yeah. And not just state, or not just elected officials, but, actual officials, bureaucrats who create problems. You should be able to kick them out of there. No retirement benefits. That would be nice, but that probably wouldn't be too popular. All right, so create Public Service Compensation Commission. Ooh. This proposed amendment to Oregon's Constitution would create a commission to set salaries for elected state, executive, judicial, and legislative offices. And it was said no by a minor majority. Let's see, a commission to set the salaries. How about no, because the same commission will be people who've probably already working for the state itself, and the state doesn't need to give the state its own salaries. I'd rather the taxpayers who are making $30,000, $40,000 a year deciding on what these people should be making in their elected official capacity. You already make enough, and your benefits are fat. But we need people to be in government. No, you don't. You need more people to be in private enterprise to make the money so that way the government can be as minimal as possible, but still be used effectively. Scalpel versus broadsword. Get things done, let private enterprise. I know it's not popular. People hate corporates, and, for certain few things, I definitely don't like corporations either. They tend to be very cold, despising of the peons, elitist. I think that there are times where the bureaucracy of a corporation tends to work against its own best interests. I haven't seen it before. Never. All right, so that, yeah, I don't like that idea. So that's not a good thing. And establish ranked choice voting. This ballot measure would require ranked choice voting in elections for federal offices and state executive offices, and would also allow local governments to use ranked choice voting in election. All right, so let's find out what ranked choice voting is. Give me a basic definition. All right, I'm on Ballotpedia. Let's see. In which voters rank candidates by preference on their ballots. There are multiple forms of ranked choice voting. This page focuses on the most commonly used form of RCV, sometimes called instant runoff voting. Oh. So let me guess. Candidate wins the majority of a first preference vote. He or she is declared the winner. If no candidate wins the majority of first preference vote, the candidate with the fewest first ballots that ranked a failed candidate as their first or highest choice, depending on the round, are then reevaluated and counted. Jesus Christ. So you vote and revote and revote and revote until whoever you want wins gets the win. The first choice is the only choice, essentially, until we get that person to win through a series of votes to make everything seem fair. Fuck you. Let's see. Voters rank the candidate for a given office by preference on their ballots. The candidate wins an outright majority of first preference votes. 50% plus one. He or she will be declared the winner. Okay. So essentially, primaries. Let's go back to that real quick. Huh. So they're basically, the party system would be completely eliminated. Although people would still be party, but it wouldn't matter as much because you could have 5 Democrats get, top 5 votes and the Republican not be number 6 and be totally screwed. So, yeah, that's what the primary system's for. I already know that, the people that get in there are people with money and connections, and it sounds like another way to reinvent the wheel for the system to prove beneficial to somebody that wants it. Yeah, don't like it. All right, so that's a good no, and that failed pretty easily. Good. Ooh, increase corporate tax and issue rebates to residents. That sounds like a great idea. Let's drop into that one real quick. This ballot measure would raise Oregon's minimum tax on certain corporations, with the proceeds to go towards tax rebates for individuals. Basically, a kicker for the peons, the lowly lows, the mucky mucks, or the muck. And it resoundingly, by a 4-1 margin, got told no. Gee, I wonder why. We already have one of the worst business environments in this state, with a lot of rules and regulations that don't need to be in place, put there by busy bureaucrats needing to justify their own existence, and fat-ass salaries with fat-ass benefits. If it sounds like I go off on that constantly, that's because it is a problem that needs to be rectified at some point, and hopefully I'm not assassinated before it does. So, would I agree that we need to give people free money off the back of people who are actually making money? Hell no. I would not agree with that. I think that is a dumb idea, and yeah. Glad that one went down. Vote wouldn't have counted, but not too concerned. And the other one is ensuring cannabis workers' right to collective bargaining. Yes, I agree with that. I'm not a fan of unions all the time. I think sometimes they're very detrimental to business. But if the whole point is to affect a corporate entity that is corrupt and incompetent into a certain amount of actual employee appreciation, yeah, I do kind of agree with that from time to time, and protections from shitty employers and shitty bosses who decide that they need to have a power trip and fire people and get rid of people and destroy things. It's like, yeah, I'm against that too. I've known plenty of incompetent bosses who should never have been allowed an inch near authority, and the results are usually disastrous. Very disastrous. Employees leave, business goes to hell, and hopefully you're not the last one left on the ship before it goes down. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back to the point at hand. Oh, yeah, I was going through Oregon election results, elector results, whatever. Yeah, so, whatever. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yep. Left side of the state is all blue. Right side of the state, which is just one big ass county, is still red. Hey, Democrat all the way, baby. One party rule. Fuck this state completely. Let's see. State Senate. Oh, goody goody. Yep. Everything outside of the I-5 Beltway, except for Bend, of course, is blue. Oh, everything outside the I-5 Beltway, except for Bend, of course, it's red. Sorry. Most of this state is Republican, size-wise. The major population centers, of course, Democrat. That's where most of the Californians and other refugees from other leftist states have ended up, and then Californicated the state into what that failed state is doing. Bankruptcying itself. We don't have the population and the businesses and everything else to fund the kind of largesse that these people want. But yeah. Anyway, do I regret not voting? No. Still don't. Even after that little rant, don't regret it one bit. I still, from yesterday, think that none of the above is a much better choice than most of what I'm seeing in front of me. I am kind of tired of watching stuff like this happen. Again, major population centers, all blue. Everything else, all red. And that was... And every time this comes around, the Electoral College and the popular vote comes around. And when I was in school, history was taught a little bit more in depth than I understand it is today. But when I was growing up, we studied the process of the Constitution in one of our classes. And the whole reason for the Electoral College to exist is to balance the wants and needs and the political wills of the rural versus the urban. Because urban centers existed. You know, not everything was rural. You know, we consider urban centers like a few 100,000, a couple million, that kind of shit. Back then, you didn't have that much population. So, you know, 100,000 people, that's a lot of bleeping people in one area, especially when you've got no electricity, no real great plumbing. You know, just throw your shit out the window. That's great. Nice and sanitary. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, yeah. It's the Electoral College. Sorry. Speaking of which, I feel like Towley. Hold on, let me get high. I know I'll do a little better if I get high. But it was to balance the urban and the rural sensibilities, political wills, wants, desires. Because if you do majority vote, which is what I hear a lot of people clamoring, especially when it doesn't go there, when it goes, that part of it goes their way, but the Electoral College doesn't. The major population centers almost entirely vote Democrat. You know, it's probably about 2-1. You know, maybe 60-40, maybe 55-45 sometimes. But, you know, most of the major population centers are straight up fucking Democrat. Very rarely are they Republican. So the popular vote will always go a certain way. And if you know that, then everybody else outside of those major population centers becomes ignored. Let me say that again, because you heard it in a campaign 1 or 2 campaigns ago about a candidate who didn't stop in the flyover states, because those are flyover states. That person went to New York, California, big population centers to get out the vote. What happens when you ignore a huge chunk of the populace? Well, they say fuck you, and they vote the other guy or other woman, whatever. But when someone is openly ignoring you because you don't matter in the major vote tally, Yeah, that wouldn't sow any problems in a country, now would it? When you tell half your population or a quarter of your population or however much it is that lives in the rural areas that you don't mean shit. You ain't nothing. We do everything. We're better than you. And yes, that city elitist towards rural areas is real. Okay? I've been a city boy, city kid, but I've lived in so many different places, from tiny ass fucking village to big ass fucking city, that I just look at it all and I'm like, you're still human. You're all assholes. That's why I'm a hemorrhoid. Because I'm just a pain in the ass. Some of you don't like it. I don't give a fuck. But I support the Electoral College. I just wish that it was more than just Democrat and Republican. I just wish it was more than Democrat and Republican. I'm tired of this false dichotomy where the two parties that are literally just, they switch places every once in a while to on ideological things to kind of, just switch it up, But they interchange. But the people still are the same. They still do the same things. It's still wars. It's still fucking civil liberties down the toilet. It's still desecration of the Constitution. They're just whipping it out and using it as toilet paper sometimes. We'll use it for our benefit sometimes, but we're trying to figure out how we can make it go against you sometimes. And like I said, people are working on speech codes, and boy, am I against that. Again, I'd love to run, but I'm broke as fuck. I ain't got no goddamn money. Especially that kind of money. Fuck. I talked to my representative, House U.S. representative, a long time ago, because I went to this conference, met an elitist who I saw, nose go up in the air so fast it set land speed records, okay? And I said to him, I want to run for president. He's like, oh, you're going to need a lot of money for that. And I was like, do I have a shot? And he's like, no. Not a hope in hell. You gotta have a lot of money and you gotta have a lot of connections. I was like, I don't have enough. I'm not even close. So, good luck, kid. Thank you for the honesty. Appreciate it. I'd rather have honesty than bullshit. You're gonna feed me something? Feed me honesty. At least I can eat that. That's got some meat to it. Bullshit is just bullshit. Bullshit. It smells and tastes and, it even has the texture of bullshit. Oh, I don't want to eat that. Give me the meat. Give me the potatoes. Give me that honesty. Maybe you don't like honesty. I do. It's far more enjoyable. I have far more respect for it. I mean, I can tell you a time I got fired from a job like this. And this is another reason why I like honesty and why I vote none of the above if I do vote. I had a boss who fired me. The meat of the story, the backdrop. I was doing a room service / wait staffing / bartending job. Small hotel. Nice place. The person that worked there was a major bitch who I didn't need training because I'd already done this kind of work before, and this place was smaller than what I was used to. So it wasn't difficult, to say the least. And she got my tips for the first 2 weeks. I was kind of pissed about this because I need that money, son. I need that fucking money. And why are you getting it? You're not even around that much. You're not training me. You're not teaching me anything. I'm on my own for the last 2 weeks. You haven't done shit. Why am I having to give you fucking money? Well, we're busy one night. What some people would call busy. I called it like, are you kidding me? 20 people? That's it? Give me a break. So she's stressed the fuck out. because she's never had to deal with that many people at once, I guess. Or not often enough for her to be like, I can do it, yeah. You know, fucking, I can do it. That kind of shit. No. She panicky, having fucking fits and all sorts of crap. And, you know, I'm just bussing tables, cleaning dishes. I'm in the dish pit. I got porcelain dishes in a stainless steel dish pit, so you know it's loud. And I'm doing dishes. She busts through the door. What the hell is your problem? I know you've got an attitude because I'm hearing dishes slam around. I looked at her and I was like, because we didn't like each other to begin with. I was like, well, I wasn't slamming dishes around, but I am now. Pink. And I pinked it. Yeah, it sounds bad saying it, but I pinked a plate off the stainless steel table, but it had borders on it, so the plate wasn't going to go anywhere. So she went to go be a bitch, and boss calls me in the next afternoon, and he's like, look, you're going to be a great employee for 6 months, maybe a year, and then you're out the door. She's going to be here the rest of her life. I need to go ahead and let you go. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Thank you. I appreciate the honesty. You know, shake hands, walk out the door. And I'm walking to my car, and as I get to my car, I see her getting out of her car and walking into work, and I'm just like, have fun. But I enjoy honesty. That's why I don't like bullshitters. That's why I don't like liars. That's why I don't really like politicians. That's why I don't fit in with politicians. That's why I don't fit in with political crap. Because I just look at them and go, you fucking lying piece of crap. So yes, I will continue to vote for none of the above. Because it's the honest thing to do. That's all I really have to say. I knew Trump was going to win. Didn't give a shit. I knew Kamala Harris was going to lose. Didn't give a shit. All the rest of it? Fuck it. Didn't give a shit. I'm not going to vote for a blowjob maintenance tech. Okay? I am not going to vote for Trump. I don't care how much you think he's bringing sense back into the world or whatever the fuck slogan you got going on for yourself. I don't care. I've been in the game and I've watched the bullshit for way too long to know that I want to listen to the Pied Piper or the Blowjob Queen. I don't fucking care. So piss off. If you think that me not voting is somehow horrible to you, I'm one fucking vote out of 300 and some odd million, 250, however many adults there are that are able to vote. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Leave me alone. Don't give a shit. If you want to leave your comments, by the way, and not leave me alone, leave them down below. I might respond, I might not. But hopefully I will give you the kind of courtesy that you are giving me. Remember, don't want none. Don't bring it. Be respectful. Be courteous. Because I have an opinion, but I'm also a human being. And if you want to be treated like an equal, treat me like one too. You'll get the same kind of courtesy back. Thank you very much. Have a good one, folks. And until next time, peace and have a good one.